SABC News also spoke earlier to the Hawks spokesperson, Brigadier Hangane Mulaudzi, about what's being done to investigate this, especially in KwaZulu-Natal.
There is a task team that has been formulated by the national head of the Hawks, obviously with the blessings of the Minister of Police. That team comprises of members from the Hawks, we've got detectives from crime intelligence, and other units within the SAPS that are assisting us. KZN is the hotspot that we are actually looking and concentrating our work in. As you would know, that since January up to now, we have received about 25 dockets that are related to this political violence. And as such, 14 of those are murder and attempted cases, which some of them we are still investigating. There are issues of public violence, there are issues of MI2P, there are issues of arson, possession of firearms, and I think there's a lot that has been done in terms of making sure that we work within the scope in terms of making sure that those who are responsible are brought to book. But at the same time, our job is not only to arrest, but also to use our crime prevention strategies in terms of making sure that we speak to our people that these elections are their elections and they need to be conducted in a fair and a transparent manner.
You talk about prevention and interventions. Tell us a little bit more about that. And also, Brigadier, are you at the Hawks concerned that this kind of behavior is becoming part of our political process in South Africa?
Look, I don't think it would be right for me to actually rubber stamp that. We come from a very bad history. And I think it would be wrong for anybody in this day and age today still continue with our violence, when it comes to election time. We would want to see all the political parties, campaigning without any hindrance and without having to see any casualties that we have now, we are busy working on. In terms of our crime prevention strategies, we are engaging, your political parties. We are engaging youth structures, there are community structures in terms of talking to them. But also, what is critical is that the political will as well. We can see that there is a political will from all the political parties who are actually engaging with us in terms of making sure that if there is anything that they have, whatever information that they can be able to share with us, we are able to get it and deal with it there and there.
Can we at this point rubber stamp it, as you said, as political killings? Or we've seen reports surface over the weekend around third forced activities could even be to blame for what is happening, specifically in KwaZulu-Natal, but also elsewhere. Can you give us some information on this?
Look, it would be wrong of me because you would know that some of the cases are already in court. But we can tell the public out there and the viewers to say that, we do have our own intelligence. We have been informed that there are hitmen that have been that are being used for these killings. But to say that it's a third force, I think it's pushing it a bit. We are on the ground. And I think as and when this information comes through and the minister, I am told that he will be having an engagement with the media, he will be able to articulate. But from our point of view, we are more worried about these cases. And all the cases, we are now having different teams that are dealing with it. But as you would know, that this task team is merely looking at this political violence, and we are hoping that we will have breakthroughs in other cases that have not been resolved.
For Sphile, giving up was no option even in times of need.
If it wasn't for the opportunity that was given to me by the taxi owner, late Mr. Sibego, maybe I wouldn't be where I am.
The taxi industry is also occupied by people with a vision.
There are quite a few taxi drivers with at least matric, and they